What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your top 5 prospects to check out for UFC Austin on Saturday, which I will be streaming, by the way. But yeah, I'm gonna limit this to 5, y'all. I was gonna say like add all the prospects, but man, that is too fucking hard. There's a lot of people I could add. I could have added like 8 people on here, and there's some guys I could have added like Gregory Rodriguez. Maybe even some people might even say Kevin Holland. I don't think he's a prospect anymore. I think he's a legit contender. But there's some other guys I could have added. But these are the guys I feel like either had a lot of hype, right, or are legit prospects in the division that you should look out for. No matter what, they've never been in a boring fight. At least all 5 of them, and they're worth a watch. They will be entertaining. But let's get to it. At number 5, I had to go with Albert Duraev, man. He's going to be fighting Joaquin Buckley, and I'm actually picking against him here. I thought his last fight against Kaipilov, or whatever his name was not good. And I think the other guy just couldn't wrestle, Kaipilov or some shit, whatever his name is. I think Buckley has good enough wrestling to really to kill this guy. But besides Buckley, I think Buckley's just a bad stylistic matchup for him. But anyone else, man, this guy can give problems to, man. He has good wrestling, good pace. If he just sticks to his wrestling, he's good. He strikes a little too much for my liking, but his wrestling is really good. He has really good cardio. Doesn't get tired. Remember, he had some like a little bit of Kamzat hype until everyone kind of saw, all right, you can see it. Look at his eyes. He's not the greatest in the world, but man, I think he can be a legit workhorse in the division. I think he have a good career in the UFC. I don't think he'll like I don't know if he'll be ranked. Maybe he could. I do think he's small for middleweight. I do. That's another thing that I noticed when he fought Kaipilov. But another thing I was gonna say is I think he could get some wins in the UFC, man. I really do. I don't know if he's gonna get ranked. He could, but his ceiling to me is the lower top 15. If anything, that's his ceiling. I don't see him getting farther than that, right? But yeah, he could be good, and I don't think he'll get cut. I don't think he'll be one of those fighters that get cut. I think he'll make a home in the UFC, and he's somebody to check out. He's fun. He has an aggressive ground and pound kind of style, and he's worth the watch. At number 4, I had to go with Phil Hawes, another guy I'm picking against. A lot of these prospects, they're good. They're not bad, but they have, very, very glaring holes. So Phil Hawes is, I'm going to say the good before I say the bad. A lot of people like Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes looked good on the pads. I'll give him that. He really did look good on the pads. I know his actual one of his former boxing coaches. I got a lot of respect for that guy. He's a really good boxing coach, actually. Forgot, it's like Kevin Gleason or some shit. I like that guy. So, besides all that, his striking, it's weird. Like, it's hard to describe. Like, it's good offensively, but defensively, there's some holes. He gets caught, and it's a wrap. He has good power. He has good combination punching. He can kick. He has a lot of, he did, I think he had a somewhat of a background in Muay Thai. I don't know if he ever boxed. I know for sure he's a good wrestler. I think like JUCO wrestler. But he's a wrestler that's willing to learn how to strike. So that's a good thing for MMA. But yeah, again, like I said, his biggest flaw in his game is his I was about to say his takedown defense. His defense. All right, he gets caught, and when he gets caught, it's a wrap. Another part of his game that was a bad part was his cardio, but it seems like he's fixed that up. He's working with Sanford MMA. Those guys spar pretty hard, and also, I feel like Henry Hoof and that kickboxing style. I love Henry Hoof. Henry Hoof's my guy. I really do like him a lot. I think he's an awesome coach. But I do think they do kind of what's the word? Not fiscate. Fascinate with just going forward. Henry Hoof even said it his best. Sometimes you got to go through the fire to know if the fire is too hot for you. So he has that kind of style where he does go forward a lot. Like, he was looking phenomenal against Chris Curtis. I give him that. He looked great, and then he got touched one time because he was, he was being too offensively minded, right? And he was going forward a little too much. He got caught and he got knocked out. And then with Julian Marquez, he got tired, and then he got caught with a beautiful head kick. So it's just one of those things. But he's always had a lot of high praise. Everyone that's trained with him has said he's a great fighter. He can be this and that. Some people even compared him to Rumble Johnson. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't see that, right? I've watched some of his performances. He does have a win over Nasruddin Amaev, so that is a good win, but for him. But he seems like a wrestler with a good overhand. I don't like all them little boxing combinations he does with Kevin Gleason. I don't see that. All right, all that Muay Thai shit he be practicing with Rafael Fiziev. I don't see that in the octagon. Right? I'm just being honest. I know he kind of did it against Chris Curtis, but against Kyle Dawkins, against these more complete guys, he looks a little one-dimensional. You know, he looks like he doesn't possess a lot of tools, right? And he's not durable, and that's just a fact. He's just not a durable guy, and there's no problem with it, but he's just not durable. But he's explosive. He's muscled up, and he got power. So he is a prospect to check out no matter what. Phil Hawes can either give you a good fight or he can give you a boring fight, but he's a prospect to check out. Next up, I had to go with Adrian Yanez. This kid's really good. He's going to be fighting Tony Kelly. I think he's going to beat Tony Kelly. Tony could win that fight. He could. But I like this fight, though. It's a good fight. Adrian Yanez, he has good boxing, but I don't think he has the best boxing. Sorry. Sorry for the noise. He doesn't have the best boxing, but he has good boxing. He's a good fighter. He's a decent fighter. He's a little overrated, but he's good in certain areas of his game. When it comes to the lower ranked guys, he's always going to be better than them. Guys like Tony Kelly, I just think he's just an edge, like, better than him, you know? But when he reaches those top 15 guys, like you saw what Davey Grant was able to do. Like, Davey had a lot of success in that fight. It was a very, very close fight. So, you know, there is an obvious ceiling for him. I don't think it's top 5. I don't think it's championship. Maybe he might make the top 10 one day. Like, there are some guys he could beat. Guys give some problems. It would be a great fight if you go out there and just box some heads off. But boxing ain't everything in MMA. Obviously, it's the wrestling, the Muay Thai, you know, the kicks and all that, right? And the jiu-jitsu. So, you know, he does seem a little one-dimensional, but he is working on it. He is getting better working with, what's his face? Aljamain Sterling. So he's working with him a lot. So, yeah, you know, it's interesting. He's an interesting talent. And I like the kid. He's a good kid. He is a good, nice person. He does talk to a lot of people on Twitter, so that's probably why they like him a lot. But, yeah, it is what it is. At number 2, I had to go with Guram Kutaledze. I think in terms of prospects, raw prospects, I mean, this guy has so much potential. Probably one of the more explosive strikers at 155. He trains over there at Sweden. His takedown defense does need work, but it's always getting better. He's a fun fighter to watch. He does have a win over Gamrot. And I thought he lost, but no matter what, he still went to a close decision with Gamrot. Diego Ferreira couldn't do that. Jeremy Stevens couldn't do that. Scott Holtzman couldn't do that. A lot of people couldn't do that. So you know what I'm saying? So he had a very competitive decision against him. He dropped Gamrot. He hurt him bad. This guy is really, really good. He's something to look out for. He's a Georgian Viking. I think he has a lot of potential. He's a prospect to check out. He's a fun fighter. I don't know if he'll make that top 15, but man, lightweight's a fucking hard division to make, right? So I think he has a lot of potential. I think he's something to look out for. He's a fun fighter. No matter what, he's a fun fighter to watch. I'll tell you that, and he's a good striker. Someone to check out. At number 1, even though I am picking against him, and I am picking Guram to beat this man, I had to put Damir Ismagulov as the number 1 prospect to check out. He has the best resume. He's beaten so many good guys. He beat my boy Rafael Alves. He beat Joel Alvarez. He beat a lot of Alvarez, you know. He beat fucking Thiago Moises before Islam Makhachev did it, or even fucking Joel did it, right? So he's beaten so many good guys that he either touched the top 15 rankings or have the potential to touch top 15, right? He's a Kazakstani fucking demon. He can box, he can wrestle, he's well-rounded. His only problem is activity. He did get touched in his last fight. He got hurt bad. But I can't deny where he's really good. His record's really good. And he's just a good fighter, man. He's really, honestly, like, if he was just more active, he'd be, like, honestly up there with those guys like Armin Sarukian and Gamrot, and we'd be talking about him like that. But the problem is he's not active, right? And there was a weight cut issue in his last fight. But this guy's really good. Obviously, I'm picking Guram to beat him because, Guram, he's a good fighter. And to put him in that dog position in this fight, it's like, why not pick him? Why not put money on Garam? But I'm not gonna deny where the facts are the facts. Demir, he has legit potential. Like, out of everyone on this list, he has potential to be something really great. He has championship potential, right? The only issue is activity is a bitch. If you're not active, you're not in there. And if you're not in there, you're fucking losing. And if you're losing, you're not winning a belt. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. But yeah, he's the number one prospect to check out. I cannot wait for that Guram Kudaledze and Demir Ismagulov fight. That fight has gotten no hype from the fans. It deserves its praise. It's going to be a banger fight. But hope you guys enjoyed my top 5 prospects for UFC Austin. Love y'all and goodbye. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe. Obviously, we are getting up there in subscribers. Like, comment, and share the video. Go click the notification button. Really important, y'all. Go click the notification button. Get all my notifications. And yeah, love y'all and goodbye. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing.